Now on Newsday TV, the Great Thanksgiving Escape is underway across the island. We are dry for now, but we are tracking rain on the way. It's Wednesday, November 27th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine Anderson. We begin with a wild scene in Suffolk. Police say a West Babylon man was drunk when he drove an SUV into his neighbor's home. We're told 64-year-old Thomas Keene was backing out of his driveway last night when he slammed into another car and then hit this home. A man and 3 children inside were not hurt. Keene is due in court today. The record Thanksgiving getaway continues with millions hitting the roads, rails, and skies today. AAA is projecting nearly 80 million people will travel 50 miles or more for tomorrow's holiday, most expected to drive. Here's a look at LaGuardia Airport this morning. More than 3 million New Yorkers are expected to fly this travel week. You're urged to get there early. The rails are also packed. This was Penn Station last night. The LIRR added 15 extra trains for Thanksgiving to and from Manhattan tomorrow to help you get to the big parade. And speaking of the big parade, the magic of the Macy's parade is coming to life today with the stars taking shape. You can watch the balloons get inflated this afternoon and evening in Manhattan. The viewing area entrance is at West 72nd Street and Central Park West. Only Newsday, the recent wet weather hasn't done much to snap the months-long dry spell on the island. The driest autumn in decades has been creating challenges for people like firefighters and farmers.
It's hard to plan, as a grower, it's hard to plan for next season because you really have no idea what you're going to get.
Despite recent rain, Long Island is still experiencing drought conditions. The conditions have helped fuel more than 350 brush fires across Long Island.
Nassau County is much more vulnerable to drought impacts than Suffolk County. Nassau County is 90% developed, which means there's much less open space for rainwater to recharge and replenish that underground aquifer system.
Some environmentalists worry what will happen if the drought continues.
3 million people rely on this underground drinking water supply. And these are our water wells. So our water suppliers have the wells down in here. They suck up the drinking water and they distribute it to communities. We have to have enough water under the ground to supply the water for 3 million people. And drought threatens that.
If you're wondering how we measure our water, you'll have to go underground to find out. Alex Wong, a USGS hydrotech scientist, is using calibrated electric tape to measure the water level at a well in Westbury.
Until we hear the beep, and that tells us where the water level is.
He then calculates his new findings and uploads the data.
And our current measurements are showing that we're at 75 feet, which is normal range.
This process is performed at wells across the island. And as of now, the U.S. Geological Survey says our drinking water levels are within normal ranges.
And even though it is dry right now, the aquifers maintain themselves. It's not like surface water where a river might run dry.
Read more about the drought on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. First to Newsday. Nassau's multi-year budget plan has been rejected. The Nassau Interim Finance Authority has given the county 2 weeks to amend its plan that would run through 2028. NYFA says lawmakers need to fix a, quote, illegal accounting approach. Suffolk lawmakers are set to vote on a controversial bill aimed at curbing salaries for executives of county contracted nonprofits. Under the bill, the county would no longer contract with a nonprofit if any employee earns more than $250,000 a year. The vote is set for December 17th. Upgrades in the works at Adventureland. The Farmingdale Amusement Park has been awarded an over $205,000 tourism grant from the state. It'll go towards the park's modernization project aimed at bringing in new attractions. Only a Newsday, giving thanks for the gift of life this Thanksgiving. Virginia Huey has the story.
I'm blessed to be here.
This Thanksgiving, Kenneth Spaeth of Bayport is grateful for a second chance at life. A year ago, the retired NYPD detective and 9/11 first responder was gravely ill with stage 4 kidney disease.
I was pale, very pale, and I was feeling real bad.
Last November, doctors told Spaeth he needed a new kidney to survive.
I was scared.
Spaeth faced a minimum 5-year wait on the organ donor registry list and dialysis.
I didn't want him to go down that road. So I'm like, we're not waiting.
In March, Spaeth's wife, Nichelle, put out a plea on social media for a donor. She rallied friends and law enforcement groups to share her page.
Kept sharing every day. I would get up, share. It was like it took over my life.
One of those shares caught the attention of Marixie Mora as she was dealing with her own personal tragedy. Her husband, Mark Stoughton, a Yaphank volunteer firefighter, was on life support after suffering a massive heart attack at their Middle Island home on May 19th.
And I miss him every day.
Mora knew her husband would want to give the gift of life to a fellow first responder. She and her sister-in-law, Erica Quarta, decided to donate a kidney to Spaeth after blood tests showed the two men were a match.
Right away, we all kind of looked at each other and said, this is what he would want. He was always giving, he was always kind.
They say from every bad, there's a good. So if we're going through something so bad, let's see the good in it. Let's do the good from it. Let's save another life.
Hours after Stoughton died on May 28th, Spaeth received his healthy kidney in a successful transplant operation at North Shore University Hospital. The gift of life gave a grieving family solace and another hope.
I know that he's out there, he's still saving people, doing good for others, just like he used to do here when he was here on Earth with us. That brings me a lot of joy. It gives me a lot of tranquility.
Spaeth says he'd like to meet Mora someday to thank her in person. Until then, he wants to send a message to her.
Mark, you saved my life. I got to honor two families now. My family and their family. So I'll always keep that in my heart and, do the right thing.
For NewsdayTV, I'm Virginia Huey.
What a life-changing gift. Virginia, thank you. See more exclusive stories like this on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And join us tomorrow for Newsday's Thanksgiving special. We're looking at your traditions and shining a light on how some Long Islanders are giving back to their neighbors in need.
What is Thanksgiving without turkey? And there are a whole lot of them here in this very large and very cold turkey freezer. So how many turkeys are we talking?
Right, so this year we received over 7,000 turkeys through purchasing and donations. And our plan is to feed over 20,000 families on Thanksgiving.
So every turkey in here will be going to a family right here on Long Island.
Right, this freezer will be empty by Thanksgiving.
And then we got to restock it.
Yes.
Tons to give away. We'll also take you back in time for a look at what Long Island's first Thanksgiving was like. Also, we'll take a trip to a local turkey farm serving up fresh birds and tradition. And a look at Newsday's gift guide, previewing some of the hottest toys this holiday season. Plus, how to find the perfect Christmas tree. It's all day tomorrow here on Newsday TV and on Newsday.com. Only Newsday, inflation fatigue has holiday shoppers already out looking for deals on Long Island. Virginia Huey has a story.
At Denny's in Plainview,
That's perfect.
It's the calm before Black Friday frenzy. With Hanukkah and Christmas falling on the same day this year, Denny's co-owner Jeffrey Klein is expecting a double rush of customers on Black Friday.
We'll have it 40 to 70% off. Almost everything in the store is something we have never done before.
Some Black Friday sales are already in full swing. Jordan Mandel of Melville is among a handful of customers getting a jump start on the post-Thanksgiving crowds.
Hanukkah will be here before we know it, and with people going away for the winter break and holidays, a lot of families do Hanukkah a little bit early or celebrate their holidays together a little bit early. So you got to get those deals while you can.
According to the National Retail Federation, consumer spending in November and December is expected to increase up to $989 billion compared to $955.6 billion last year. And 'tis the season for scrolling. Online shoppers are expected to spend a record $240.8 billion this holiday season, according to Adobe. But while spending is expected to rise, retail analysts say price and value still matter to consumers.
Consumers are looking for better pricing, better value, and recognizing that the cost of living is still at an elevated level.
Everything is so expensive.
Shoppers like Mika Watkis say they're still reeling from years of soaring inflation and will spend cautiously this holiday season.
Cost of living and everything is just going sky high. But I am just planning on just spending lesser than the original price.
I refuse to spend more than I normally would. And I wait for sales.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Read more about how inflation is affecting retail holiday sales on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Checking out your Thanksgiving Eve forecast. Overcast today with rain on the way for tomorrow. Check out your day planner. A mix of sun and clouds today. Highs in the 50s in Ronkonkoma. Tomorrow for Thanksgiving, expect rain. Highs in the 50s, and you can see in the Futurecast. The rain starts around 6 tomorrow morning and continues through your Thanksgiving dinner. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thank you so much for watching.